Right. So Arsenal linked with a lot of strikers. I mean, literally, we are at that point of time where we are literally going to be linked with superb wonder kids. Not wonder kids anymore. They're men that are driving themselves to become the best footballers of the new generation. Erling Haaland to Arsenal. There's a way to sign Erling Haaland. We're going to discuss how Arsenal can sign Erling Haaland featuring. The idea was not mine. The idea is completely of Jens Lehmann. So we're going to talk about why he said that. Of course, there's also another way that Daniel Ek can actually buy off Arsenal from Stan Kroenke as well. So we're going to talk about that as well. So stay tuned for that as well. So let's just delve into the first news. Is of course according to Mike McGrath, uh, Arsenal are known to be keen on a Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's the only sentence from the news that makes sense in Arsenal's perspective. That Arsenal are keen. Are keen. That's all they are right now. They're keen for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's it. So apparently we we gotta get the best out of it, man. We gotta I don't know. We gotta move quickly in the transfer window, and that's the sad part. We don't do that. Maybe because maybe since Edu arrived or I don't know what, but we are not moving quickly in the transfer window, which is always the case. We're just last day merchants, last week merchants, something like that. So let's move on. So there's a way of signing Erling Haaland to Arsenal. Let's hear out how Jens Lehmann believes that Arsenal can do that. So Jens Lehmann believes Erling Haaland could go to Arsenal in the summer transfer window and make them one of the top teams in the Premier League once again. So the 21-year-old striker who has less than 3 years remaining on his deal at Dortmund reportedly has a £68 million release clause in his contract at Signal Iduna Park, but that only becomes active next summer. So given the profile and reputation of Haaland, it is hardly a surprise that Europe's elite clubs are interested in his signature, and at £68 million, that seems like a bargain price. Arsenal have never really been linked with the Norway international. So let's hear out what did Lehmann have to say. He spoke to German news outlet Bild. He said, Haaland already has an imposing stature, the force and height. Of course, he has to improve his other foot, the right foot. But I have never seen such a big player be so fast. He is still there at Dortmund. There are not many clubs where he can go and where he can make a difference. Maybe he could go to Manchester United or Arsenal, where he could bring a club back to the top. Well, I don't know, but soon to be Dortmund sporting director Sebastian Kiel, who is set to take over from Michael Zorc from the upcoming season, recently insisted that the club are yet to be concerned with transfer rumours linking Haaland with a move away from the German outfit, but that could all change next summer when his release clause reportedly becomes active. Kiel spoke to Viaplay in August. He said, there were a lot of rumours, a lot of discussions, but internally we were always clear with Erling and with his father, with Mino Raiola. For that reason, we were always very calm. He's here, you can see him. He's very motivated and very engaged, and he wants to play a great season for Borussia Dortmund. Let's see. That's all about this season. But what happens when Sebastian Kiel takes over next season at Dortmund? Well, that's not the case. The question is, Erling Haaland to Arsenal. If you believe that £68 million release clause, he would be available for that release clause too. But don't you think a lot of other clubs would want him? Real Madrid are searching an ire for Benzema. He could not improve another team. He could improve Real Madrid. I'm not saying Real Madrid is not they're bad. They're not that good, and he could bring them back to the glory days. I mean, Barcelona are at their worst at the moment, and they could go. It could become much more worse defensively and midfield wise. So let's see what happens. So Daniel Ek told the only way Stan Kroenke will sell Arsenal, and Nigel Winterburn has has a way of, you know, he has an idea how Kroenke can sell off Arsenal. So speaking to Free Super Tips, Nigel Winterburn said, well, potentially there's financial fair play and there's been a ban put on about sponsoring your own team. Basically, as I understand, in all honesty, I don't see our owners selling up unless they get some ridiculous offer, and it makes sense to sell. I don't see them moving on, and they're not going to sell at market value. It would be in excess of that value. We know that there are names interested and companies interested, but are they willing to pay more than the market value, which would be considerably more? I don't think the Cronkies will be selling anytime soon. So I think, hey, Nigel Winterburn gets it. I don't know, a lot of Arsenal fans don't, but yeah, Nigel Winterburn gets it. It would just require an astronomical amount. I don't think so. Daniel Ek has that astronomical amount. So it looks like 7 players could leave in January from Arsenal. Edu looks like he's taking the scissors and cutting the loose ends, and there are lots of loose ends. I mean, a really lot of loose ends. So as per Football.London, Edu has a huge job on his hands in January. The article that comes up at Football.London, they say that the people in line that are about to leave in January, one of them is Bernd Leno. Of course, you know why. I mean, simple. He's fallen behind. Aaron Ramsdale wants to be, with Germany. 18 months remaining in his current deal would be perfect if someone comes in for him in January or in the summer window. But Leno is definitely leaving. Next, defenders Callum Chambers and Sead Kolasinac are next in the lineup. The arrivals of Takehiro Tomiyasu, Ben White. Chambers, really bad, really worst, I would say, defensive wise, which is really bad in a lot of ways. So Kolasinac is understood. So three team members already named. There is Tierney, there's Nuno Tavares. There's no way Kolasinac is getting game time. Fourth on that list is Mohamed Elneny, and fifth on the list is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. The two midfielders could leave, but that could really open up. That's actually a very challenging thing, because right now the midfield of Arsenal, there's a big scarcity of quality players. A lot is not there. It's just not there. So that has to be worked upon. So we're going to talk about that as well. Also, moving up, let's talk about the forward pair, Eddie Nketiah and Ainsley Maitland. Folarin Balogun. Balogun could move out on loan for sure for some more good amount of game time. So yes, and there is Eddie Nketiah, but the big man Alex Lacazette could also leave. That's also another player that could leave in January. If he leaves in January, Arsenal might get some sort of money, but if he goes out in the summer transfer window, yeah, we'll not get anything. So those are the amount of players that Arsenal are about to lose in the upcoming transfer windows. So Hampshire Live reporter John T. Coleman has spoken to Football.London as to why Miguel Aziz has struggled on loan at Portsmouth. So he's got a reason why. He says technically Danny Cowley is very impressed by him, but it is against the ball where he will look for improvement from Aziz. He was given one chance from the off against Cambridge United and was taken off just before the hour mark. He showed some nice touches but lacked the endeavour to win the ball back on that one occasion. Cowley is big on work rate and off the ball quality, so maybe that is where he needs to improve. I would not be surprised at all if Arsenal recall Aziz from his Portsmouth loan. If Cowley is still there in January, he is unlikely to want to let Aziz go. But I'm sure Arsenal will not be best pleased by his lack of chances so far. So that's the case. Moving on, Matthew Upson thinks Lacazette is heading for Arsenal's exit door. So he says, I'm surprised because he's different to what Arsenal have. He's more of a conventional and back-to-goal striker. I think he uses his body well. He can take hold of the ball, and he can relieve pressure, which in games is useful. It does surprise me because he is quite instinctive in the box. I think his goal-scoring record is okay. Given the number of games he has played for Arsenal, he doesn't appear to be in favour. But I think Lacazette is different. Well, it doesn't look positive whether or not he will want to stay at the club. Not playing regular football, he's at the age where playing is really, really important. You saw his celebration. It meant a lot to him. A lot of frustration came out of him. So yes, the European Super League is back, and the organisers have made some changes to the competition to make it acceptable to the wider public. They initially launched it earlier this year. You know what happened? They are still legally bound to the agreement that it formed it and could now take part in the revamped edition. So the report says that the competition would now have 40 clubs split into 2 leagues, and clubs can get promoted and relegated. Clubs that qualify for the competition would be shareholders for that year, and it would follow the model of other leagues with promotion and relegation. They insist that it isn't a closed shop, and it's also not to serve as a replacement for the Champions League. It would be interesting to see if Arsenal will rejoin the competition with these changes or not. Let's see what happens. So Arsenal fans have reacted to Patson Daka scoring 4 for Leicester City. So the Zambian international finally came clutch for them. So what did Arsenal fans have to say? I mean, lot of them. So one of them said, "Sai, imagining Dhaka leveling up Arsenal right now rather than sitting behind Vardy and Iheanacho." Another one said, "Dhaka has arrived 4 goals in 33 minutes. That was a centre forward a lot of us Arsenal fans had our eye on as a potential summer signing, but that ship sailed. Will be interesting to see if he can kick on and get a starting place in the Leicester team." Another one said, "Patson Dhaka, wow." Another one said, "Great performance from Patson Dhaka, quality player. Just wish he was at Arsenal." Whatever. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know, are you actually believing in this news that Arsenal might have a chance to get in Erling Haaland? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.